I understand that. And to be quite honest, I condone it. But you should have gotten a teacher. Or one of those security guards. That boy was almost twice your size. It's not your responsibility to protect other kids here. You're not invincible, you know. Hi, welcome to the Comics Corner. My name's Johnny. I'm here with Mike. He's across from me on a different camera. And we're here today to review 2003's Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I feel like that didn't make any sense the way I said it. Is that accurate, Michael?
I mean, it was from 2003, and it was also Robert Kirkman, so they have
all the right components, just not the right order.
I think they have co-ownership over the comic. But yes, we are here talking about Robert Kirkman.
Who has co-ownership? 03 and Kirkman?
Yeah.
That adds up. Who else is here?
People in the chat.
Why aren't they chatting? Another one just checked in. Hi, welcome. Exactly. Welcome to the Comics Corner. You already missed the intro. You're lost, but we're glad you're here now.
It was a spot-on Reginald Bill Johnson impression.
Who is that?
What does that say on the bottom there of the trade paperback? Family Matters? Remember the dad? Remember in Die Hard, the cop?
Carl!
Carl.
Why didn't you say so? That's who that's based on?
That's the name. Yes. Sorry, Johnny and I were talking about the hot, yeah.
That's him.
Let's check out. Good work, Corey Walker. Good work, Bill Crabtree.
Those people aren't in the chat, so why are you talking to them?
Maybe they are.
I looked over there. You made me look. Made me look. Got me.
Johnny, what did you think of Volume 1 of Invincible?
5 out of 10, maybe.
Oi. What's up, Steven?
Hey, who's your favorite Oi band? Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Is it Zicky Zacky?
You can ignore him. I do.
Hey.
Mine's probably, Pinkerton Thugs. They're cool. Who's yours?
They're your favorite boy band? Did you say boy band or oi band?
Man, it's sure quiet in here.
Yep, exactly.
In the Comics Corner, I'm alone.
You can hear them cleaning in the mall.
Hey, a new BB-8 poster. When did we get that here at Pastimes?
When somebody bought the previous poster, the Millennium Falcon that was there.
Wait, I like that Days of Future Past one.
It is. You know whose art
it is? What do you? That wasn't the right response. I don't know what the hell. What?
Yeah, at least you tried. Unless maybe that's.
I still liked whatever you said better than Mike. So.
I was gonna say, to be fair, that could be the name of an oi band.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Johnny and the what the hecks. I'd listen to them.
I can't deal with this. Yeah, I can't. I like being here in the Comics Corner. Plus, I'm paid to, so I don't have a choice.
Exactly. Legally. Contractually bound to read one book per week.
Alan Smart getting us to sign those soul-binding contracts when we get hired. Good move, Hawkman.
But would you say it was a good move to read Invincible? So this one was, real quick, this one was suggested by somebody in the chat last week after we had read Spawn.
Well, that's like the anti-docs. Somebody in the chat.
Exactly, yeah, I know exactly who it was. But
he doesn't remember.
I hope I remember the name of my friends.
The fact that you have to hope something like that proves that you don't.
Because on Amazon Prime, the Invincible TV show
Remember when you did that earlier today?
Internet TV show. I do.
No? Now you know how off-putting it is. I literally didn't even plan that until I did it. That was amazing.
Midway through the sip.
Yeah. I was like, wait, I could turn this into something funny. So wait, you didn't answer your own question. Did you like it? What would you give it? I think 5 out of 10 was generous on my end. I just kind of said that because I didn't want to piss you off any more than I already am. 3 out of 10. How's that make you feel?
You only read issues 1 through 4.
Yeah.
As per the requirements.
Is there an issue with that? Fun.
4 of them.
Nice.
Because I read up to issue 14. And
Well, I'm sure so glad I didn't read 1 through 8 because then I still would have been a chump. You still would have read twice as much as me. What the hell? Teacher's pet. Jeez. And he's the damn teacher. He's just looking at me like, aren't you the most handsome one in the room?
handing apples to myself. But I had also...
You have apples and you're not sharing with the rest of us? We have to get Chung Man and whatever we got for lunch.
Fried chicken and you're stuck. You're there with
What do we get for lunch? Oh, Pita Inn. Ooh, Pita Inn. I still got a piece of lamb in the back. Caw! So what did you think of Invincible?
So I think I like the TV show better than the comic.
I can only imagine.
I was gonna say, yeah, having not seen it yourself.
Did you like the comic? Oh, he paused. I know what that means. Give it out of 10.
6 or 7?
What the fuck did you read?
That's too high.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you think
So
this is on Marvel Zombies level?
Good thing it was written by him. I was gonna say, wait a minute. Yeah, no. I think you're right. Maybe 4 to 6. Or wait, no, that's 5.
But that's a bigger range of what the...
5. WTH indeed.
Pick a damn number.
5 or 6. 5.5. Let me write
We don't do that. We're not CGC. 9.6 on this story.
There's a few too many creases on
Few
that spine.
imperfections.
A few too many quarter-inch creases on that spine. But I think you're right, Johnny. I think it's a 5. Because now I'm thinking about it, part of the problem is the art.
The art's awful.
Yeah, it's
thank God he doesn't draw Walking Dead. Does he even draw this?
Pog indeed. Because I was thinking, no,
Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, the Walker Dead. That's where he got the.
That's where he had the idea from.
Makes sense.
Robert Kirkman then went on to write the Walker.
Oh, like
Dead.
Robert Jerkman.
Dang. Yeah, like the writing is, it's hit or miss.
You know, okay, I swear to God, do you know what, like, the backstory, like, first issue, like, totally fucking reminded me of? Man, I'm on a swearing streak tonight. I am just not caring. Sorry. Do you know what it was, I have the exact same opinion about that as I had about Spawn last week, where I'm like, this sounds like a 7th grader wrote it. Like, the dad's the superhero, and he's from a planet where everybody's good on the planet, and they're gonna send people to other planets to make sure that the planet's safe. And the superhero's invincible.
And his name is.
Yeah, I mean, my God, like that's really like all that took to write this, and he's a millionaire.
To be fair, that planet story does change as you read on.
Probably because he realized how stupid it was.
Exactly, yeah, right.
Better retcon my own self.
Oh crap! I'm five issues in. I gotta change this.
I didn't think it was gonna last this long.
But no, and then the art. Yeah, the art is kind of distracting.
Terribly bad.
Start flipping through here a little bit, so we shut off. Like,
I feel like it got worse.
Of when he gets to the beady eye.
Yes, that is literally what I was going to. That's amazing. I'm glad that was captured on camera. Do you know any moments like that happen in life that aren't captured on camera?
Too many.
Yeah, thank God there aren't more cameras spying on us all the time. Or else there'll be so many more funny moments caught. Yeah, like, I mean, dude.
Yeah.
You know who's a much better artist than this? Our very own Royce.
Royce draws in eyes.
I almost just called her Droyce. Dude, I love it. Dude, drawing Royce, Droyce. Dude, she doodles, man, and they are rocking. I love her doodles. She's a good artist.
Like it's a good style. Whereas in this one, like it feels almost anime-esque in those ways of like trying to be like a chibi or like here's like a zany kind of like facial expression, but like those beady eyes I feel like throw it off for me, or it seems just kind of.
And those weird hairy knuckles that aren't actually hairy knuckles, they're just his attempt at drawing knuckles. Like, what is that? Look at my Uzumakis.
Exactly, yeah, a couple of Uzumakis. Yeah, some of the art, and then.
See, how do we read? I'm bringing it up again. I don't care. I'll bring it up every damn week if I have to. How do we read stuff as good as The Long Halloween and then a drop like this? Why? Why? Do we need this much of this to appreciate that? I could use a little more balance. Dude.
Well, and to be fair, I was gonna say there's the injustice of this gets a TV show and Long Halloween doesn't. But
wait, what are you talking about?
Well, I was gonna say that would have been the case, but now they do have Long Halloween is getting the
two-part animated movie.
Exactly, yeah. But I'm saying before that there would have been the injustice of this gets stuff and then something that's like.
I like where his head's at. Look at this, defending Long Halloween. I've trained him well. Alan, he's learning. We can take the training wheels off soon.
I suggest Long Halloween.
Wait, no, you didn't. I think that one we both did.
Halloween.
Yeah, I think that was just happening. Because I give you full freaking credit for the cult.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to people about the cult, strangers on the streets, I'm like, hey, if you had the cult, Mikey told me about it, and they're like, get away from me. It happens often here at the mall, but. I'm just trying to get customers to come in. Yeah, that kid, he's allowed in entrance 8 and directly to the store. Beyond that, not in the mall.
Tackle him. He's going to Laura Jean's.
Get him!
But yeah, no, like... And that's why I think the TV show is a little bit better, because I feel like it cuts some away some of the chaff, and there's definitely some chaff. But then...
The battle scenes are terrible, I thought that too. The battle scenes.
Yes, and so that's the thing, is in the TV show, they actually do it right. They do better by the battle scenes, and there's one very large moment that happens in episode 1 that happens in like issue like 6 or 7, which is why I wanted you to read that.
Wait, is his freaking? It's an I. I didn't even realize that his outfit's an I.
We'll
the lowercase I.
I have problems with that too. There are many problems. So I think
feel a 4 out of 10 coming by the end of the show.
You're right about that, but like.
How did it? Oh my God! How did this get 27 trade paperback volumes?
You just keep writing, man. Walking Dead.
How did it? Dude, he put all of his good into Walking Dead. I wish I could read more comics.
Steven, if you don't mind me asking, what country are you from? You mentioned that you love to read comics, but in your country there aren't that many comic stores.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. That's actually a real problem in comic books. That's like a big thing, that they are not available in Europe. Like, they have a hard time getting there.
Like, Costa Rica. So.
Really? Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. It is a real thing. If you were interested, it is rather easy for us to send things internationally through our eBay store. It may equally be as easy to do with a regular shipping program. I don't know for sure, though. But I know for sure our eBay store is pretty easy to get international stuff through. So if you want it, you still have to pay whatever it costs for the shipping. That's the unfortunate part, and we don't get a say in that. But what we can do in situations like that, if you're out of the country and you want to purchase multiple things to save on shipping, we're happy to put them in a lot and list that lot on eBay. Because even if you buy 4 different things from us on eBay at one time, we cannot adjust the shipping. It's a weird rule they have. So if you or anybody that watches this, if you let us know ahead of time, hey, you have 5 books I want, I live out of the country, we would make a private listing for you.
Yeah, to combine the shipping.
Yeah, so you're only paying for, this listing has these 5 books, so you only pay 1 shipping cost. And it's the best thing we could do here in America to get you books across the world. I've looked into it at FedEx, at UPS, DHL, USPS. I have literally done the research. It's just insane. It's an insane cost no matter what. So that was the realest I ever got on this show.
No, I mean,
but it bothers me because here in America, it's just part of the industry. Like, there's so many flippers, and like there's people who just make money off of this stuff because they just can, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then I feel like across the world, there's a lot of people that don't even have access to read this, that really just want to read it and like can't. And I have like a lot of sympathy for that. Like, people with the inability to do a pre-order that can't get a book because they're like, you know, I don't have any sympathy for somebody here in America that doesn't pre-order a book at this point and then has to pay double on eBay. That's your fault. But if you live out of the country, you don't have a way of doing that. That sucks.
Yeah.
So,
and
sorry,
no,
but
I was gonna say a couple things. Like, normally I don't really condone piracy of like, you know, like stealing the materials. But I mean, for some people, like, that's kind of the only way they could to get it. Or like you said, you know, you have to pay depending on where you live. You know, a premium between the shipping or just because of the items. I do have 2 comic books there from Marvel Package Ship Online. Okay. Out of curiosity, what were the 2 comics, Steven? But also, yeah, I'm kind of surprised because, like Johnny mentioned, like out in Europe, it's pretty tough to get stuff because Diamond just ships to the UK, I think. So basically, you would just have to like ship to the UK and then like have it disseminate from there, which is
well,
kind of
even
awkward.
I was watching a stream today with a comic dude from the UK who has a YouTube channel, and he was saying that like they don't get stuff. It's crazy. Like the Excalibur omnibus that came out, like they didn't even get that there, and it's like the damn team's based in Britain in that book. Exactly. Like, you'd think that'd be a market they'd want to upsell that storyline to.
They'd be like handing them out for free over there. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like I'm honestly kind of shocked that Steve mentioned Costa Rica, because I would have figured that like Central or even like South America would be relatively a little bit more easy to get, because you know, if it's coming from the U.S. for the most part, like that's,
you know, a lot of back when I sold single issues myself, I would sell a lot to I just noticed it, like Hispanic countries, and I don't know if there's a popularity with these characters, South of America, but it just seemed like a common destination for a lot of my packages. But that also, what that also told me was that they don't have an ability to get them down. Like, that's how they have to get them, was through eBay. There was no other way. So it just seemed like a popular market, and that's how you have to get them if you live there. I am wondering how the Penguin thing will affect that, because they have a bigger,
wider
net to cast than Diamond, so it may affect the world market in a good way, which hopefully would be cool. I also know, I was talking about this with Alan, or I mentioned this in passing, that I know for sure Italy, they actually get like Italian editions of like I've seen photos of an Italian comic store where they had the same omnibuses that we have here, but Italian versions, and they actually had stuff that we didn't. Like, at this time when I saw these pictures, they had an Excalibur omnibus that wasn't released here yet in Italy, and it was like, so I think they have their own printing companies over there for some reason. I don't know why Italy has it and other countries don't. I don't know the reason, but that seems to be a thing. So, good comic conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Comic-Con.
Well, what? Did you not know that we would have all this information? I am pretty impressed that we really just... I hope Alan watches this segment.
Yeah, no, because I mean, it's funny they mentioned the Italian thing too, because I was just looking at, like there's certain like variant covers of even just like regular floppy issues that they happen to have too for like certain comics.
For where? I'm sorry.
In Italy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like certain like variant covers that were exclusive to Italy. But yeah, that is always a bummer. I mean, Steven, like that's why I guess to some degree, you know, piracy sites exist, or you know, even if you wanted to pay for them, there's like the digital versions of comics, like you know, like I know Amazon is kind of getting more into certain online digital, you know, versions of comics or trade paperbacks as an option, you know, but it's not obviously not the same as, you know, the physical comic, and you don't like fully own it too if you ever wanted to either, you know, give it away to a friend or sell it, whatever it may be. So, you know, there's obviously some pros and cons to that, but it's a bummer that kind of becomes, you know, the gun has been forced to your head of, do you want just a digital comic or to steal the comic online, just because of, you know, weird, you know, trade embargoes, or just like the distribution isn't there to get to other places. So yeah, because we have some people out in Europe too that watch the stream occasionally that I've mentioned, and I've actually gone to like their comic stores and like taken pictures of it because I was curious.
Yeah, it was very bare bones.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
god.
It's like, here's like two Batman trade paperbacks, like a Spider-Man like hardcover, and then like some like manga here and there, and it's like that's kind of it. And and he's like that's kind of like the norm over there. It's not a whole lot, and it's like it's cool that they're still like trying with what they have available, but it's still a bummer that you then kind of again forced into a corner of what you have access to. But
So we do our part, and we will ship them internationally if we can. So
get
it's the
these
best we can
Invincible
do.
in your hand. Maybe not Invincible, but
Yeah, I don't want to hurt your
we're not
feelings or
gonna,
anything. Like, hey, why is he doing this to me? I don't want to buy from him anymore. Yeah, this book sucked, man.
Awesome, yeah, Steven. And if you were ever to do that, we have it at the top left of your screen there, pastimes.net/social. We have a link on there to our Discord page, and on there, I'm in there, Giant's in there, not exactly, but either way, you could always like message us through there, and if you ever send pictures, we'd love to, maybe show them off on a future stream, or even just like to chat about in there, because like I said, I'm always interested to see what other stores are like in other countries, especially comic stores, and what you guys have available. But yeah, that'd be interesting to find out. But yeah, sorry to hear that's kind of difficult to get those comics. But Invincible, I feel like you're maybe not missing out too much on. But yeah, any of the other stuff that you want, it sucks that it's a little bit more difficult to get. Yeah. So all right. So back to Invincible. Like I get the family drama aspect of it because, as we mentioned there too, Family Matters is the name of the first trade paperback, and most of the other like 20-something, 30-something trade paperbacks all have family, like classic family sitcom names as their titles. So obviously this is at its core it's a family drama.
Oh, I didn't realize this guy had a Slayer shirt on when I read it the first time.
There's a lot of weird. There's a lot of weird like background stuff too, and like
there's the one I want to show you that I said was a definite '80s movie reference that I noticed right away.
Some of them I like, some of them I don't, and it's weird because I feel like this comic has a weird like tonal dissonance that I don't really get.
It jumps around real quick. Is he holding a transformer? Basically. Toys Be We.
It's a go by.
I didn't see that either the first time.
Yeah, instead of Toys R Us, Toys Be We. Like I'm like I get it. Like that's a stupid pun that I would definitely make. But also then like.
Well, you don't have to pay naming rights then.
Exactly that too. But you know what they're going for there. But yeah, so like this first like story arc involves kids at the high school basically getting kidnapped and turned into like human like bombs, like suicide bombers, like unwittingly. And it's kind of a dark. What does that say? Oh, Twin Peaks Mall. Yes, that I did notice. Yeah.
Wait, Twin Pines Mall?
Or Twin Pines.
What's it from?
Oh, Back to the Future.
Oh man!
Yeah.
I noticed that right. Back to the Future is probably my favorite movie that's not superhero related. Did you know that?
It's a very specific category. Yeah.
It's not like it's not comic related.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like so like with that, but then like there's like scenes where they're talking about that, and then there's like just like goofy like background stuff happening too, and I'm like, I don't like what are we kind of going for too? Like I get that they want some of like the darker stuff with like the colorful like.
But it's hard. Okay, it's hard for me to buy into dark tones and themes when the artwork is like this.
Yes, that's part of it.
To be totally honest, like.
And like it creates a juxtaposition, and they get that in the show too as well. Like they go like a lot more graphic with a lot of the violence. Even in that first episode, like there is a scene that they are kind of recreating, in which certain characters are getting killed. In the comic,
Carl Winslow.
There he is. In the comic, like. Their death scene is like silhouettes of like, oh, they got decapitated, and like, oh, he got like punched in the face, and I assume he died. In the show, it is very graphic. It is like a 5-minute like fight scene, and like you see like blood and guts and like eyes and brains. Like they definitely lean into. That's why I feel like I like it more in that, because I feel like they at least lean into it, and also the art is better too. It's a lot better animated and drawn, but.
It's live action though, I thought.
No.
Oh, it's animated?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah, like it's. I definitely I would recommend it. If you have access to either Amazon Prime or if you happen to find it any other way, I won't tell anybody. But it's.
You want to give Bezos your money?
Not. He's got enough of it. But I was gonna say, like, for me on that regard, it's similar to The Boys. Like, The Boys comic is all right, but I really like the TV show, like, because I feel like they, again, have time to kind of reevaluate what the main parts of the storyline were that were good, and kind of focus on that. Cut away some of that stuff, like the in the TV show, the whole like suicide bomber teen plot. I don't know if it was maybe too hot for TV, but they never really addressed that. That's not a storyline. All that happens with that is there is one like background throwaway line of like a news broadcast that mentions the high school teacher that end up being like the villain who was doing it, and like bombing, and like that's what you hear like just in the background of it, but they never actually readdress those scenes.
I also don't like how like quickly things got wrapped up. Like that was kind of weird. I thought like the pacing was a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay, did you pick up any vibes of, I hate using these words, Tom King's Mr. Miracle when the family was together? It was so slice of life, especially the mother, who they're like, maybe he'll come back one day.
Yeah,
so I worry about this all the time. It was so...
Like, I get that that's her character of, like, very nonchalant to some degree of, oh, my husband and son are out, like, fighting aliens and saving the world, and I'm just here making steak dinners for them. Like, yeah. Like, like, that's the whole thing, though, is they're trying to, like, focus in on that dynamic of, like, what it would be like for... Some Ritalin. They would focus on that in a way. How do you feel about the teen squad here? Yeah, hell yeah, steak dinner. That's what I'd say too. They were very appreciative of that steak dinner, which is a bummer.
They're a bunch of cocky ass superheroes. It's so out of nowhere. The robot's weird. I'm like, I like Bender more than you. I'll never like another robot more than that. It's just a weird dynamic. Like, okay.
The robot in the show more.
I always try to like buy in to the universe that they're trying to sell, and like, okay, it's like normal that there's like a superhero, so like it doesn't weird everybody out, but like also like I didn't like how nonchalant it was. They're like, oh, you're a girl in my class and we're both superheroes, I guess.
Yeah, a little
like,
convenience. Yeah,
it was just like so lazy writing.
Yeah, there were a lot of shortcuts, it felt like you said.
Okay, what else has Kirkman written? He's written this, Marvel Zombies, and Walking Dead. I know he's done other stuff.
Those are the main things, yeah. I mean, like he's, was it Outcast? Is that or no? Shoot, there's another one for Image that he was kind of 2017 or 18, I think that had started.
Walking Dead is so fucking good that every time I read it, I'm like, I should just own these in physical format.
Maybe it's just the zombie stuff. They mentioned in here too. They talk about like liking and watching zombie movies. Maybe this is a later issue, but
no, but the writing in that is so well paced. See, like even that, like the way things wrap up and start are at a appropriate time. Like you learn what you need to learn. You don't feel like you're missing out on things. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess I'm curious to see where it goes. Like, is that the whole spiel? Is just here's.
You gonna read this whole series?
What's that?
You gonna read this whole series?
I mean, I'm at issue 14 of like 140 something.
Right, so you're only 1/10 of the way through.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of running out of gas. But that's why I guess, I mean, like, to some degree, too, like, because the series, the TV show is on episode 4 of, I don't know how many they're doing, but, like, they're definitely jumping around a little bit more ahead in that. Like I said, episode 1 is basically, like, stuff that happens in, like, issue 6. Although, like, the next episodes are kind of, like, rehashing some older stuff. Like, the aliens that come and invade that, like, age super quick. They make basically like a whole episode out of that.
Seems like some secret invasion knockoff shit. Although that came after, so...
But then they had bracelets, so... That's how they didn't age.
That's how I don't age.
Boy, that costume, huh? Man, so the scene that kind of bugged me to some degree too was when they're talking about the guy who makes the suits for his dad and him. And he's like, "Oh, you're looking for iconic, huh? Well, when you figure out your name, I could then make the costume around it." And then, he comes with Invincible, and the only thing that even alludes to that is that his on his outfit there, it's
lowercase high.
It's basically, but it's also like it's kind of cheap too, because that's, hey y'all, that's just the Image logo.
Yeah, that is, wow.
Yeah.
I got nothing else. That was the best comment you could have made.
Exactly.
I have nothing to say to
I'm
that.
onto you. Like, you didn't even, like, I mean, I guess, like, or maybe that's almost kind of like a little, like, like masturbatory almost. I'm just like, hey, man, like, we're iconic. We're Image. That's our logo. Like, I didn't know if it was in reference to that or if that's just kind of all they had. Yeah, exactly. That, but on him. And, like, sure. So I don't know if that was like the over reference, but I mean, even his dad's Omni-Man suit is just an O on there.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So like all of his other suits are actually kind of like more iconic and like lean into it more of. I mean, you never really.
How come I'm not an Omni-Man?
But the Guardians of the Globe, like they're basically like a Justice League knockoff. They actually have outfits that fit their characters. Like their Batman guy looks like Batman and stuff like that. Whereas this one, it's just like colors that don't really match the name, and you just took like the first letter of their superhero name, and that's what makes it iconic. I don't know, man. I feel like I should stick with prom dresses.
Wow, Mikey Burns. Love those.
Never heal.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah. I think overall I'd say maybe stick with the TV show. Oh, also Science Dog. The comic that he reads within the comic, obviously Iron Man. There was some weird rights issue that they had with that when taking it from the comic to the show, or I think if they didn't want to use that in case they ever wanted to spin off and make a TV show about Science Dog. So in the TV show, they end up making it Seance Dog, and he's just Doctor Strange, and I love it because it's just a dog wearing like the yellow like dishwasher gloves and like the red cape and the blue yeah. So I'm like, all right, I dig that too. So that's I think a small reason why I definitely like the TV show more, but also Seance Dog, just another good pun.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this, man.
Yeah,
it just wasn't very good. Like it wasn't very memorable to me. Like it didn't draw me in.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I'd say it is only 4 issues. Like normally trade paperbacks are like at least 5.
Yeah, it was kind of weird that it was so small.
It's kind of short and
pretty quick
maybe
read too.
That's why there's so many trade paperbacks, I assume. But like, one of the main twists kind of happens in the second trade paperback. But even then, I don't know. It didn't like pick up too much beyond that. Yeah, like this whole like subplot about these kid bombings doesn't matter in the show, and even here it's just kind of glossed over.
I was just gonna say
it feels like it was
overs.
just like a quick little like, here's our threats, just to kind of meet the character and then meet the side their Teen Titans knockoff. But then like that's kind of it.
Yeah, and then it was the teacher the whole time. Like
Yeah, and then like nobody really seemed to care that they the mall was bombed and they lost like classmates. It just kind of like they just go on with their life in a
yeah.
shaboom indeed.
So that's how the issue starts.
Yeah. Trade. Yeah, like all the trades have like like kind of like that. It's here is like we kind of throw you in the middle of like the big scene that's gonna happen throughout this. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I see what you're saying. Little reason.
That's insane. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess the writing was the only thing that was lazy.
Well,
I mean, at least this one's blown up.
They do lampshade that and make a joke of it. I think it's in trade paperback 2 or 3 where he goes to like a Comic-Con and he's talking to like the writer or artist of Science Dog, yeah, and like he's talking about like like for us artists it's cheap to just like reuse the same art. And,
Simpsons already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we reuse the same art and like like hold on that for like pauses and like it seems dramatic, but actually it ends up just saving us time and money and and writing. And then they like in that scene he does that. He's like, oh really? And it's like scene, yes, scene. It's like I get it. It's the joke is right there.
So the 1980s through the early 90s are the golden period of comic books.
You guys know about David Finch?
Certainly do not.
I should know that name. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, it does seem familiar.
Say what? He's a writer, artist.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it up and be like, oh yeah, he did this and did. Yeah, what does he work on?
Finch Comics. Top Cow. New Avengers, Moon Knight, Ultimatum, Brightest Day.
Oh,
Okay.
Finch, he did the cover of the Moon Knight book.
Yeah.
Yes. He did. Yes, he was the Moon Knight artist for
Batman,
more
Justice
recent
League.
series. Yeah.
Codename Strike Force, Cyber Force. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, in this, they do allude to like kind of like the image verse to some degree. I like his art style. It says.
Yes, I agree.
How about this, Steven? Before we wrap up the show, how about giving us a suggestion for what to read next? Maybe David Finch related, or otherwise.
As long as it's not Spawn Volume 2 or Invincible Volume 2. Not like that Berserk where I just want to keep reading.
Exactly. Because Steven, if it's your first time watching, usually, you know, every week we read a trade paperback or a short story run, and talk about it the following Thursday. And usually Johnny and I will pick, but we are often open to audience suggestion. Like we said, Invincible was an audience suggestion of, for this week. So if you have any suggestions, like I said, any favorite David Finch works or otherwise, we'll definitely keep it in consideration. Iconic.
This one has a point to it. It's point.
Where's the pointing, Johnny? Real mature.
Yeah. Mature audiences only. And for mature.
Yeah. Invincible. Probably 5, if not 4 by Johnny's count. 1 star for each issue.
Man, Spawn really sucked.
It's still better than what I thought it was.
It was definitely worse than what I thought it was. The art can be
totally
pretty
fair,
cool.
Steven. It says, yeah, thanks, but I prefer to be surprised by you guys. Yeah, we can definitely choose something. Johnny, do you have anything that you're leaning to at the moment?
Yes. Oh, we don't have any copies of it though. That's not gonna work.
Okay.
Let me think of something. Oh wait, shit, dude. Yeah, I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Walking Dead 3.
Oh.
Did we read 2? I feel like we read 2 of them.
Yeah, we
right?
read 2. Yeah.
Yeah, because I need a cleanser. I need to be reminded why I like Robert Kirkman after this.
Yeah.
Because and also I'm just feeling like I got to go through, like I just brought up already, that like monthly withdrawal of like, do I need to buy the Walking Deads? Although oh no, we're gonna keep the early ones in stock. I was gonna say we might not even have a number 3, which we might not, but we're getting more if we don't.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, yeah, that or.
So I just sold a full set on eBay.
No bragging.
No, I'm bragging.
Did we hit?
Pretty good.
Oh, it's critical. Now I need to do this and see if I need to be. Thank you or be offended. I'm sure I'll be thanking you, but I assume it's a streamer that I am not familiar with. I'm an old ass man. Okay, yeah, I do know this guy. Yeah, critical. Yeah.
I think that guy's more
Steve Aoki
handsome.
look. I can't grow facial hair, and my hair doesn't. It could be that long. It's just my hair is wispy and lame. But thank you though.
Wispy.
Wispy, yeah.
Whimsical.
I'm
why
the
the hell
critic.
do
I'm
I
the
have
critic.
these up on eBay?
Critical of comics, I guess you could say that. Yeah, I can't grow facial hair. God. Speaking of being critical of comics, man, Spawn. All right, but it was still, Johnny, better than I thought it was gonna be. Not that it was.
I find it every time I pick up this damn book. I just open right to this awful art.
If we ever get more emotes for this stream, I think it's definitely got to be that face. God, that is too much. Just Spawn faces, that eyeball, that face, jeez. Yeah, I think Spawn's just gonna be like in one ear and out the other for me though. But again, I was expecting a whole lot worse.
Build of this damn book.
It's everything. It's right there. If you can just keep reading, man.
Just don't put it down and let it close on you, or else you'll never find the page you were
Yeah,
at.
so-
So just open up to that stupid little kid.
So Walking Dead, trade paperback volume 3, so that's what?
No, hardcover volume 3.
Hardcover? That's 12, right? No, 6, 12? How many
Yeah, it's
issues?
going to be
12,
25 through 36.
Thank you.
That's why you're the manager and I'm just the lowly comic book ward. Actually, I am no longer the comic ward.
Fetch me my hardcovers.
I believe
here it is.
our very own Roger, as he's known around these parts.
Rog
is now the comic ward.
Congratulations.
I am full-time Johnny Bay.
Johnny Bay.
Mike is the manager. And, see, I don't like the coloring at this point. Like, the inks are weird. It might be digital at this point
Yeah,
in the
it does
game.
look like it, because like the gradienting on like that the shot from the window there, that feels very much like kind of 90s 2000s like digital arts.
Yeah, like that looks way different.
Mm-hmm.
It just does. It's amazing how I can just...
Or at least just like the backgrounds maybe are mostly digital. But yeah, just like the way, yeah, like just the way that they fill in stuff with just like here is just this like kind of soft gradient. There's a lot of meat in that book. Not a lot of bone structure though. A lot of meat on that bones. Not a lot of bones though.
That was awesome. I'm so glad we recorded this. Yeah. Skimpy ass. You take your food so vitamins, that's for sure.
Yeah, not enough milk. But,
Jesus, Todd.
It's not that
My name's Todd.
that glue can't hold that.
There's no way. There's no way this can last multiple readings.
Steven, I'm glad that you're here and enjoying this. It's basically just us chatting with you, my man, and it's a good time.
Yeah, Steven,
I'm glad you found us.
You should buy the Spawn Compendium. We'll send it to
If
you.
you don't mind me asking, how did you come across the stream? Because I'm always curious. I mean, to be fair, we don't really... I know I probably should advertise it more and get on it more, and it's like an awkward time, our time zone. Like, it's already like 9:30 p.m. by us. If you said you're in Costa Rica, it would probably be, what, like an hour...
It might be behind us. It might be 8:30. Shit.
Yeah, am I bad at...
Might be
I
tomorrow.
was going to say, it should be like 10:30, right? Later there? But yeah, either way. It's always something. Think we're ever going to get back to Spawn?
Oh, fuck no.
What if we like jump to the current Spawn though, right? Like, 300 onward. Ooh, what's going on there?
You know it's coming. Oh, might have skipped over this. Oh, there's another Spawn Eye.
Spawn eyes.
There.
It's just the same eye. He's just reusing it. He's being lazy.
That's right. Oh my god. There's another one.
How many eyes can you find in Spawn? There's two right there. Oh, dang, man. Okay, hold on now. This one from a joke too. Hold on. This is just a straight up
Oh, we got some noses?
Oh. Man, how about those kids' faces? They get better.
Oh,
with the
Jesus. Look at that.
Yeah.
I can't. I could do this all day, but I also can't.
Yeah, I want it to be a little better, but like I said, like the start felt almost Sandman-y in like some of the weird routes that they were going for, and maybe it still is to some degree. I mean, it's looking like it gets a little weird here, but and we never really found out.
How do you feel about the art? It's like almost too intense at some points.
Yeah, I mean, like like that's like right there, like that's like the kind of like very detailed, like, I mean that is
Prepare, demon, to eat your heart.
Well,
That's
we're
not good
sorry you
writing.
didn't find awesome people here, Steven. But yeah, no, like I agree. To be fair, like back when I was had time more so to like go into streams, like that's definitely a thing too, because if it's like a bigger streamer, obviously you're just kind of like shouting at the wind, outing out into the void to some degree of whether it's being noticed or your comment or anything like that. But yeah, sometimes just kind of poke around, see what people are up to. But either way, whether you stick with us or not, I'm glad that you found us and you chatted with us, made it a whole lot better, had a lot of fun. We're definitely probably going to look at more into David Finch stuff down the line, too, because of you, so thank you. And then,
Yeah, David Finch can thank you, too.
Exactly, yeah. He'll get, 2 more sales out of us that he wouldn't have had otherwise, so good work, Dave. Good work, Steven. And yeah, I think that'll probably do it for us for today. I think we're going to, next Thursday, Walking Dead hardcover volume 3.
Also, we should have previews reviews next week, too.
Yes. But hardcover volume 3, which covers issues 25 to 36. So we're going to have some more Walking Dead reading to do. We'll see. Does that bubble start? So I forget, how far along did you get in Walking Dead? Because you said previously.
Definitely past 100, because
Okay.
I might have read the first arc with Negan and then stopped. Sounds maybe about right to me, so probably like the 110, 120 area.
Yeah, no problem, Steven. Thanks for coming by, and sleep well, my man. Thanks for seeing us again. And yeah, we'll be back next Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time Probably a little bit later. We are in the store, and the store closes around then, so that's why we're sometimes a little bit late cleaning things up. But yeah, thanks for stopping by either way, man. But yeah, the Negan stuff. Yeah, I think I got to like 75 or 90s ish. I forget where it was, but it was in the with the governor, which I think is around then.
Yeah, we haven't even met him yet in our
Exactly,
read.
yeah.
But then, like, just because the way I've read it, like, I've read the first 50 issues probably, like, 4 or 5
Okay,
times,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I've only read the, like, second half of the, like, first 100, like, twice.
Okay.
So I'm, like, less...
Familiar, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so it's like whenever like I've watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy like as a whole, like maybe 2 or 3 times, but like Fellowship of the Ring probably like 7, 10
Oh,
times
really?
or whatever. Yeah. Oh, really? But yeah, I think that'll just about do it for us today. So thanks everyone for coming on out. That was Invincible. Probably watch the TV show instead of the reading the comic.
It's going to be on the low end of the list that we do.
And jumping from that to something from what I hear, read the comic and don't watch the TV show.
I know, I was
Walking
thinking
Dead.
that. I forgot to mention it, actually. It totally crossed my mind, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Total opposite.
So we'll be doing some more Walking Dead next week, issues 25 to 36. Hopefully it keeps up the good streak. It's probably, I think that we'll now have revisited Walking Dead. That'll be the second most revisited one than Berserk. Something about
Unless
those,
we count the Batman titles as, like, one
that
thing.
doesn't really count. It's, yeah.
All right, yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
down
if it was like the
No,
same
you're
writer,
right. What's up?
if it was like the same writer, maybe. But
Yeah.
something about those black and white comics, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't keep us away.
Wow.
Coincidence
Maybe not.
or real truths?
I gotta let that one sink in.
Fire every colorist in comics to make comics great.
After
again.
digital coloring, you might be right, because back when they were actual inks, they were good.
Yeah, there was the love. But yeah, so we'll be back then. Hope everybody has a good rest of your week, and remember,
Not all heroes wear capes. Got it.